you cancel my trip? I asked, you were never invited? My dad laughed, so I canceled their whole vacation, took back every penny, and left them stuck at home. Hey Reddit, you cancel my trip? I asked in disbelief, staring at my dad as he casually scrolled through his phone like he hadn't just dropped a bombshell on me. You were never invited anyway, he chuckled, not even bothering to look up. My stomach twisted in anger. This wasn't some last-minute change of plans, this was something he and my stepmom had been in for weeks, and I was just the idiot who hadn't seen it coming. I had spent months looking forward to this vacation, a family trip that I thought, for once, included me. I had even pitched in money, helping cover costs because my dad had complained about how expensive it was going to be. I worked extra shifts, cut back on my own expenses, all so that I could contribute. And now, standing in the living room, watching my dad smirk like it was all some big joke, I felt something inside me snap. I had been pushed aside too many times before. Ever since my dad remarried, I was treated like an afterthought. My stepmom Laura never liked me, and my stepsister Olivia was the golden child. Every family event revolved around her, every decision made with her in mind, and if I ever so much as complained, I was called selfish or dramatic. But this was beyond anything they had done before. They had taken my money, let me believe I was part of the trip, and then without a second thought cut me out completely. My dad laughed again, shaking his head. Don't be so dramatic. We just didn't think you'd enjoy it. Besides, Olivia really wanted this to be a special trip for just the three of us. The three of them. Like I wasn't even a member of this family. Like I was just some inconvenience they had to deal with when it suited them. But if they thought they could get away with this, they were wrong. I took a deep breath, forcing myself to stay calm. Fine, I said, voice steady. Enjoy your trip. My dad barely acknowledged me, waving me off like I was a child throwing a tantrum. But what he didn't know was that I had more control over their trip than they realized. See, since I had contributed financially, my name was on several of the reservations. The hotel, the car rental, even some of the excursions, they were all tied to my credit card. And since they had decided I wasn't part of the trip, I decided they wouldn't be either. The first thing I did was log into the hotel's website and cancel the reservation. Then I called the rental car company and informed them that I was canceling due to fraudulent activity on my cart. The excursions? Cancelled. I even contacted the airline, and since I had been the one to book the tickets originally, I requested a refund for my portion. It wasn't much, but it was enough to mess up their plans. And the best part? I made sure to do all of this the night before they were supposed to leave. By the time they arrived at the airport, they'd have no hotel, no car, and no planned activities waiting for them. The next morning, I woke up to chaos. My phone was flooded with missed calls and angry texts. My dad's messages started out confused. Did you cancel the hotel? The car rental company is saying the reservation doesn't exist. Then, as reality set in, the messages became more frantic. What did you do? This isn't funny. Call me now. Finally, the anger kicked in. You ruined everything. We're stuck at the airport with nowhere to go. You selfish brat. You better fix this now. I just smiled, setting my phone aside. I had nothing to say. 2 hours later, he showed up at my apartment, pounding on my door like a madman. When I finally answered, he was red-faced, seething with rage. What the hell did you do? He spat. I cancel everything, I said simply. Since I wasn't part of the trip, I figured I didn't need to pay for it either. His hands clenched into fists, and for a second, I thought he was going to lose it. You had no right. We're stuck here because of you. I shrugged. Sounds like a personal problem. Maybe Olivia can make it special for just the three of you right here at home. I could see the realization dawning on him. He had pushed me too far, and now he was facing the consequences. He tried to argue, to guilt-trip me, but I wasn't having it. I told him exactly how I felt, how he had treated me like an outsider, how they had taken my money and cut me out like I didn't matter, and now they were getting a taste of their own medicine. He stormed off, furious, but I didn't care. For the first time in a long time, I felt in control. But this wasn't over yet, because while I thought canceling their trip was the ultimate revenge, what happened next would take things to an entirely new level. And trust me, it was even better than I could have imagined. The fallout from canceling their trip was even worse than I expected, and honestly, I loved every second of it. My dad, my stepmom Laura, and my stepsister Olivia were furious, but the best part? They had no backup plan. They were supposed to be gone for 2 weeks, but now they were stuck at home, seething with nothing to do. My dad thought he could strong-arm me into fixing everything, but I had made sure there was nothing left to fix. The hotel was booked solid, the flights were now ridiculously expensive, and the car rental company wouldn't even take his reservation because I had flagged my previous booking for fraud. They were completely screwed, and I couldn't have asked for a better outcome. At first, my dad tried guilt-tripping me. He called, left voicemails, even sent texts that ranged from fake concern to outright manipulation. "You've really hurt this family," he wrote. "I hope you're happy. Olivia is devastated. This was supposed to be a special time for us." "Oh, you mean like how it was supposed to be special for me before you cut me out?" I thought, but I didn't reply. I let them sit in their own misery. Then came Laura's turn. She tried the whole motherly approach, acting like she cared about me for the first time in years. "You know, I really thought we were making progress," she messaged. "I was starting to see you as part of our family, but this was cruel." Cruel? Taking my money and cutting me out wasn't cruel? Acting like I didn't exist wasn't cruel? Funny how they only cared when things didn't go their way. I left her on read. Olivia was the funniest, though. She didn't even try to hide her entitlement. She sent me a voice memo ranting about how she had been looking forward to this trip for months and how I had ruined everything. I just laughed and deleted it. She had spent years being the favorite, getting whatever she wanted at my expense. Maybe this was the first time in her life she actually had to deal with disappointment. Good. But my dad wasn't done yet. A few days later, he showed up at my apartment again, this time looking less furious and more desperate. I almost felt bad. Almost. "Look, I get it. You're mad," he said, sighing like he was the victim here. "But don't you think you took it a little too far?" I raised an eyebrow. "Oh, you mean like how you took my money and then told me I wasn't invited?" He flinched, like he didn't expect me to call him out so directly. "It wasn't like that," he tried. We didn't think you'd want to go." "You didn't even ask," I shot back. "You just assumed, and instead of telling me up front, you let me believe I was part of it until I wasn't." He ran a hand through his hair, clearly frustrated. "Fine, I messed up. But we can fix this. Just I don't know, maybe we can plan another trip. You can be part of it this time." He sounded so insincere, like he was only saying it because he had no other choice. And that's when I realized something. I was done. Done trying to be part of this so-called family, done hoping for scraps of affection, done playing a game I was never going to win. I smiled, shaking my head. "No thanks. I think I'll use my money on something that actually benefits me." He looked stunned. He must have thought I'd cave, that I'd take whatever little fake olive branch he was offering. But not this time. Not ever again. That was the moment our relationship changed. I stopped trying. I stopped caring. And he? He knew he had lost control over me. They never got their trip back, and I never got an apology. But you know what? I didn't need one, because for the first time in my life, I put myself first, and it felt damn good.